System maintenance.
Hello students, I am Ragland here. I am going to take the system maintenance paper as per the SBT curriculum. In this subject, we are going to study about the hardware system of the PC. In this we will cover every topic that related about the PC hardware. In first unit, we will study about the hardware organization of the PC. In this, we will discuss about how the hardware is organized inside the PC and its work, how its function, and what are the hardware that are used in PC. About the motherboard, about the component, peripheral devices, and everything about the hardware main chip. Now let's see about what are the topics that we are going to cover in the first unit. First of all, we know that what are the topics that mainly we are going to cover. At first, we are going to see about the hardware organization. In this topic, we will study about the hardware system of the PC, how the hardware are organized inside the PC, and what are the hardware they are commonly used in the PC, how they are gonna, what are the parts of the hardware there, and how they function, and how they are attached inside the PC. And after that, as a second topic, we are going to see about the motherboard of the PC. In this, we are see what is the motherboard and what is the main function of the motherboard, why we use the motherboard, and before motherboard what type of boards that we were used, and after that we will see about the components of motherboard, how the motherboard will function, and how the components of the motherboard will function. Everything in detail we will see in second topic. And after that we are going to see as a third topic is memory organization. What is memory, how the memory is organized inside the PC, how the memory is processed, the data, and what are the different types of memory that are used in PC, and what is the function of different types of memory that are used in PC. And after that, as a fourth topic, that we are going to see about the different types of memory, that is a subtopic of third point, memory organization. In this we are going to see about the BIOS, that what is the use of the BIOS, and how is what is a function, and after that we are going to see about the ROM and RAM and cache memory and etc. We will see about this all in detail later. Let's see about the hardware. What is a hardware? What to know what hardware is in this computer? Quite simply, computer hardware is the physical components that a computer system requires to function. It is a basic component that computer requires to function all the things. Without the hardware, the computer can't run. So we can simply say that hardware refers to the physical and electronic equipment used for the input, processing, output, and storage activities performed by the system. It encompasses everything with the circuit board that operates within the PC or laptop, including the motherboard, graphics card, CPU, that is central processing unit, ventilation fan, webcam, power supply, and so on. There are many hardware that used inside the computer that we will see later. Although the design of hardware differs between desktop PCs and laptops due to their differences in size, that we know that desktop computers are big in size, like CPU, they have a big CPU case, and they have separate monitors, they have big speakers and many things. But laptops have a compact size, very small size, having a small display, or designed as a compact device. The same core components will be found in both. If i3 we are using, the laptop also having i3 and desktop also having i3, a laptop also having i7 core and desktop also having i7 core. Now i9 has come, so both laptop and PC are having the same core. But how that is possible? Now with that we will see later. Without hardware there would be no way of running the essential software that makes computers so useful, because software is a set of instruction and it's need hardware to run that function on it. Software is defined as a virtual programs that run on your computer, that is operating system, internet browser, word processing document and etc. Many more like these softwares are need hardware to run. Without hardware that software cannot be run. Although a computer can function only when both hardware and software are working together, the speed of the system will largely rely on the hardware used. When building up a new computer or simply replacing the old parts, you need to know the specific hardware in your computer, that what the specification or what are the specific hardware that your system has or that your system support. The purpose of this is to understand the internal working of the computer. Now we will see about the hardware organization of the PC. First we understood what is a hardware organization. Taking data and instruction from a user, processing the data as per instruction and displaying or storing the processed data are the four major functions of a computer. These functions are also known as the input process function. Second is the process function that process the input data. And third is the output function, and fourth is a storage function respectively. This data represent as shown in this picture. To provide this function, a computer uses its component or devices. Usually, components of a computer are designed to perform only one of these four functions. But some specialized components or devices are designed to perform 2, 3 or all four functions. For example, a hard disk can perform three functions: input when files are read, storage when files are saved, and output when files are written. Components are devices of a computer based on the function in which they are used can be classified into four major types: the input device, output devices, storage devices, the processing devices. For example, if a component processes the given instructions, the component is known as the processing device. Or if a device displays the processed data, the device is known as the output device. A computer is a data processing machine. It does nothing until a user does. It provides the data that needs to be processed and the functions that tells it how to process the data. Any standard device or component that the user uses to instruct the computer is known as the standard input device, like keyboard, mouse, like that anything. In other words, the computer uses standard input devices or components to get instruction from the user. The most common input devices are the keyboard and mouse, as I told before. Almost all modern computers have these devices. Other common input devices are scanners, microphone, USB drives, and webcams. Input data An instruction can also be generated from the non-standard input devices such as the hard disk and CD or DVD. For example, the batch file in the Windows system may instruct the CPU to execute a program or a script at a particular time. Installation disks are another good example of non-standard input devices. Usually, they contain a script or an executable program that automatically starts the installation process as soon as the disk is read. As we know that sometimes when we insert the video CD or something, it will process automatically or it will be autoplayed, or some software CD that we buy, and when we insert it, the run process for running automatically, it will display the permission. That like the same thing that I told before. Second is the process function. Once the data and instructions are received by the input function, the computer starts the processing function. In this function, a computer processes the received data according to the instructions. To process the input data according to the instructions, the computer uses the CPU, that is Central Processing Unit. A CPU is the main processing component of a computer. It processes user instructions that user gives as an input, executes the scripts and programs, and runs commands of the OS that provides a platform for installing and using application software. Other important processing components are auxiliary processors. Auxiliary processors are also known as onboard processor that are inbuilt. Auxiliary processors are used in devices to enhance their functionalities. You can think of an auxiliary processor as the private CPU of a device. Only component or devices that provides the complex functionality such as graphics card, input-output devices, and network interface cards use auxiliary processors. For example, if a user draws an image, the auxiliary processor on the graphic card perform all calculations that requires in drawing the image on the display device. Now we will see about the output function. After processing the input data, the CPU, auxiliary processor, or the process function send the process data to the output function or to the default or configured output device. By default, computer use monitor as the default output device. Aside from monitor, a variety of output devices are also available. Each output device present the process data in a different form. For example, a monitor displays or the show plays work or output data as on screen, and a printer which prints the data as a hard copy, and the speaker that process the data and play the data respectively. A user based on his requirement can connect and use 2 or 3 or more output devices to the computer. For example, after viewing the process data, a user can send it to the printer for printing. Next is a storage function. Storing data and information is the fourth major function of the computer. These functions allow us to save the process data for later use. To store data and information, a computer uses two types of storage components, temporary and permanent. Temporary storage components are used to store data temporarily. Data stored in a temporary storage component is erased when the system is shut down. RAM is a good example of a temporary storage. RAM store data until the system is running or until the system is powered on. What we are working on the screen, what application is running on, all the files or all the data that we are currently using is stored in a RAM and accessed by a RAM. When we shut down or a power is off, all the data inside the RAM will be erased. It not be stored or it not be recovered. A computer uses the RAM to store the running application and their data. Permanent storage components are used to store data permanently for a long term. The data stored in a permanent storage component is not erased when the system is shut down. Just as we use hard disk is the most common permanent storage component. Usually all computers have at least one hard disk to store data. Other common permanent storage components or devices are external drives like pen drives, which we call USB drives, or CD or other storage devices. Now we are using the cloud storage as a virtual storage. Storage devices are also used in an input and output function, allows data to be saved and then accessed again later. Now we will see how this all function actually look like inside the PC or how it works. Using a block diagram, I will show here how the all these four functions will be connected to each other. Input, as we know that as we studied that input devices like keyboard or mouse, the system will get instruction from the user, and that instruction is transferred to the storage, and from the storage output is given. Between this, one more process is also going on, that when we input an instruction to a system, that will be processed. It will be stored in a data as a data in a storage device, but that data have to be processed before giving output as a result. So input directly send a data to a control unit to process it. Or storage devices are also connected to a control unit directly. It is a two-way path that the data is to be processed, and the control unit is connected to the ALU, that is called arithmetical logical unit, because the user is giving the instruction as an input that is not a computer understandable language. So ALU used to convert that language into the machine understandable language, that is called binary language, and after that the control unit process it and again is sent to the storage device to store it, and it will send the data to the output device as a result. This control unit and ALU work together. Now we will see about the hardwares. What are the hardwares that are commonly we are using in a PC? Computer hardwares include the physical part of a computer. Physical parts means that can be seen or touched. That are the hard components, such as the case, that commonly we call as a CPU cabinet. Inside this cabinet, all the important boards and components were arranged inside this case. If motherboard and all the other components were spread on a flat form, it will be look messy. So for decent look, the case is used to assemble or arrange as a protect the internal chipset electronic equipments from the external hazards. After that is a central processing unit, also called CPU in short. It processes every function inside the PC. It is also called the brain of the computer. After that, the monitor. It is the output device which shows what are the function, what are the works that we are working on a PC. After that is a mouse. It is a pointing device. It is an input device that we are using to point or select or drag or drop everything using a cursor. After that is a keyboard. It has a board having a many keys, that's alphabetical keys and numeric keys and function keys and control keys and special character keys that we give as an input inside the PC. After that is a computer data storage that we are using to store a data in a computer. The data storage can be a hard disk, can be a pen drive, can be a SSD, can be any external hard disk drive or RAM or cache memory, floppy disks. Now we are also using a cloud storage as a virtual storage. After that is a graphics card. Graphics card is an expansion card that is additionally connected to the PC. It helps to function a PC freely. It frees up the workload on the CPU. Graphics card also used to give a better display. Also we add a sound card as an expansion card that gives a better sound, better quality microphone sound, and speakers we are using for listening a good quality sounds, and also a motherboard that is the main board that we commonly use to connect all these things to the PC. By contrast, software is a set of instructions that can be stored and run by hardware, because without hardware we can't run a software. There must be a hardware to run a software, because it is an instruction that we have to give to some hardware device to function it properly. What are the topics that we have covered today? The first topic is hardware organization of the PC that we have studied about how the hardware is organized in the PC, how the hardware function inside the PC. Second is function of the hardware that we will see seen that about the input function, output function, storage function and process function. And in third we have seen about the hardwares that are commonly used in PC, that are commonly linked to a computer, that the user can use a PC easily and comfortably.